So that's how we close up this session of music here on Freedom Radio, the 7.9, this beautiful Thursday evening, April 10th, 2025. Good evening to you and welcome to the Thursday night edition of the Nighttime Spain. This is a regular feature here on this radio. It comes your way from Monday to Thursday from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. So I'm here with you every Thursday night, and as a matter of fact, I'm here not by myself. I'm always here with the Radio LIB crew. Together, we will take you up to 1 a.m. tomorrow morning, talking about our country, Liberia. So let me use this time to welcome all of you following us on our Facebook feed, those of you watching us via YouTube, those of you by online and following our live broadcast, and those of you by your receivers this evening here in Liberia. We want to welcome you to the nighttime Spain. My name is Wendell Nimle, and I'm your regular Thursday night friend. Let's take word from Crime Stopper Liberia and be right back.
It's about music. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, you report it. Don't take law in your hands for the right authority. Really can't take care of it. Crime stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a you must talk it. I mean you check. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, old man Sam Cyan.
Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, the stopping crime for all of us. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, the stopping crime for all of us.
Yes, welcome once again, folks. Let's welcome you to another edition of the Nighttime Spain. And just before we took word from our sponsor, we told you that we are not here alone tonight. We've been joined by our Radio LIB partner, Suleiman Hashim Tunis, who is based there in New York City, the United States of America. Tunis, good evening and welcome. Yeah, very fine, Tunis. Very fine week. uh, every time you go to bed and wake up, you just gotta be thankful to God. Sometimes you just see it. You're right to go to bed and wake up. So during the weekend, when you pass the week and you enter into another brand new week, you just gotta be grateful. So my weekend was great. Today is Thursday. We almost at the climax of this week. So I'm just thankful to God being here today. So how was yours? Is because since last Thursday, how you been? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's how the new system is set up. I just been drilled through this new system today because uh this morning when I came, everything was set up for the past 2 days. I had it set up. So I said, look, I called the IT guy today and said to him, man, you have to drill me through because I don't want to be struggling, with this new system. So he drilled me through, and that's why we are here tonight. Everything is working perfectly from the little tutorial today. Okay. Okay. Thanks. Thank you for your recommendation. We have the IT guy informed so that he can make some adjustment on what you just said. Who's that? Who's that? So how was it for you? Was it kind of difficult in linking up? Brother Martinez. So you gotta teach that country boy. You gotta educate that man how to come on. I'm quite sure he has the lane, but he's kind of struggling to get through. That's the essence of technology, my brother. Hmm. Yeah, just few blocks away, right? Oh, okay. So you can even scroll to him. Oh no, man. Let's stop, my man. You gotta stop being lazy, Tunis. You gotta stop being lazy. No. Yeah, I agree, but sometimes those kind of distance don't need you to get there with car. Sometimes because the thing is you in the car. I mean, every day you in the car every day. So sometimes the legs need to be stretched out so that the blood can flow. So sometimes you walk. How many minutes you can run around for? Hmm. Okay. Who's sponsoring the league? Excuse me. Yes, I'm fine. I just got strangled later with this coffee. Yeah. So, is it a regular kind of tournament thing, or I mean, you guys are playing for a particular, something? Oh, oh yeah. Hmm. Suspended. You banned. Mhm. So you the referee now. Do you get paid, or you just rendering free services? Oh wow. 7 in the morning to 7 in the evening. So only over the weekends you play. Not every day. Every Sunday. Mm. So how's the labyrinthine performance? Ah, why you say so? Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Oh yeah. $150. So you can go call Jobu every Sunday. Now Jobu you can go call to because you can go to work. Oh. Yeah, no, that why I'm saying that Jobu now. Yeah, you go also now. I know. I know. You're using your expertise to get money. So people can go say that by time. So the food that you can eat, who pays for that? We're gonna email it to this second eat. Okay. Yeah, but for people like us, when we go to any, if I like, let's say for instance, I go to Nima and I gotta eat that GB. If I go to, yeah, I gotta eat the GB. I gotta experience the GB. You go to that counter, you gotta experience the counter. The dish. Yeah. Just if for your age now, you're watching the kind of things you're eating. You know. If I'm an small man. And they got some people want to go to party. They got some people want to go to party. Everything at that party, they got to get a taste of it before they go home. That's porno. Seriously, they got some guys that can really eat. Hmm. 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 But especially the people like, oh, get small stomach. We can't take that much. A little can fill us. But some people, they won't eat a whole bowl of rice with every ingredient in that rice. They won't finish everything. Some people will grind the bone. They will do everything. They can't even leave nothing. A heavy bowl of rice, they will sit down and eat it. And sometimes people are also ain't got that kind of appetite. Will get me, hey, God, why you get all that kind of appetite? They man get. Some people appetite is just natural. They don't take anything to eat. It's just they just are just people who can just eat. Mm-hmm. And and some of us when we see those kind of people, then we say they're greedy, they are glutton. But I mean, sometimes they are not just greedy. It's just that the appetite they have is natural. There are people who can just eat. Yeah, there are people who can just eat. Mm-hmm. Mm, yeah. So true. They got a lot of people like that. They don't take in some. Let us say some people are taking in appetite to eat. I do this, I do that. Some people they just get natural appetite. You know, they gotta eat certain quantity of food before they can get filled. But you and myself, we got small stomach. As soon as we take 3 to 4 spoons, and let me just say about myself. Tunis, I'm not a big eater. If you really want to find me eating, maybe when I eating with group, maybe I can have that appetite to eat a little bit more. But to just sit and eat alone, no, I ain't got it. That's not me. Mhm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. 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 Even today, a couple of friends and I, we were somewhere, today. We went there having fun. And we had to order 3 different times to eat rice. We had to order 3 different times. I was like, wow. I don't think I'll ever put for my mouth today, because the other eating ever we ate today. I mean 3 different rounds. We sent for 3 different sets of food today. And I was like, I'm done. Right now, the only thing I can take now, like you can see, I just took a cup of coffee before going to bed again. I would take another cup of coffee. Then I'm set. That's how it. Hmm. Black coffee. Black coffee, no sugar, no cream. Just black. You do yours with sugar? Oh, I don't do tea with sugar. Yeah, I don't do. Mm. So for me, I'll do the coffee, without sugar. I'll do the Lipton without sugar. The only thing I do a little bit with sugar if I'm drinking Ovaltine, then I add a little bit of sugar. But coffee, tea, Lipton tea, or whatever tea, I do it free of sugar. I say you must drink your own with sugar. For me, I can drink my own with sugar. You let you let sweet. So for me, I ain't like sweet. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. I remember when I started the night radio, when I started doing night shifts on radio, I was not into coffee then. I used to drink before going to work. I would stop at the attire shop and maybe take a glass of two because people say attire will keep you up. So sometimes when you're working in the night, you want to catch all the rest in the day so that you can have enough energy to work in the night. Because working in the night, it requires a lot of energy. So that's how I started drinking attire. And I saw myself drinking it too much. I had to pause on it for a while, and then I started drinking tea. Then later on, I came back to coffee now. So right now, what I'm drinking, I always drink mixed coffee. You know, once in a while, I take the next cafe. Mhm. No, for me, at maximum two, two, two. Yeah. Well, it's caffeinated, so when you're drinking it like that, you got to be very careful because of the caffeine. So for me, maximum two. I'm done. Hmm. Mm. Anyway, they guys on a tie. Then when you drink, you don't have to drink one more. When you take one, you enough. Yeah, one Malian guy used to say. One Malian guy used to say. I remember that was right after the war. The guy used to say somewhere on Kerry Street. His name was Afa. Afa is a Malian guy. He gone back home now because the guys that used to work with him told me that he went back home. That guy used to. I mean, everybody, all the crowd of ball those days. You come to town, you have to sit at Afa place. So I used to go there, and that guy, my man, when you ask him to fix you one, when that guy fixed the thing, and my man, when he gave it to you, I said, Afa, why were you putting the thing? The thing is strong. He said, no, that it was just natural that it leave. So you don't need to ask for the second one. That one alone will be okay for you. Or forever hold your peace. Mm. ANC, ANC, AF, AF, ALP, LDP, all those P then, Liberty Party, MDRO, all the parties there, you don't have to be a UPIS. I don't know, but soon as when you're done, I will come in. Let me just give you the time. I know. Thank you very much, Tunis. Before I go into what is on my mind, I'd like to firstly recognize the management of cow factory, the slaughterhouse there on the freeway. A couple of days ago, I was told about pollution is coming back into the area, and some of the residents had called and complained about the situation there. So I decided to go on a fact finding mission. So the day I received the call from some of the residents, I decided to go and check. When I got there the very day, that entire area was polluted. Yeah. So I said, but it looked like you people have started killing animals here again. So let me get to the leadership of cow factory. So it took some time because I was still studying it. I wanted to see whether the pollution will continue because when animals somewhere, that scent will always be there. Animals somewhere, when you have a lot of animals somewhere, you will always smell the animal, the tallest scent and all of that. So I decided to go there to do some facts finding. And fortunately for me, I met the head of the management team there at the car factory. And so he drove me through the entire yard and he told me, he said, yes, a couple of days ago, we had some bad odor here because the truck had come to suck out, the waste. So that's why you see the area was polluted. But the day I went there to do my fact finding, the area was there was no pollution. There was no pollution. So I toured the area and I also saw some documents from them, from the EPA, appreciating them for the level of, work done there. And I also saw documents from the Ministry of Agriculture. So the guys told me and said, the reason you see that it came a time people were playing this thing with politics because some of the people who have the slaughterhouse in my Barclay, they didn't want us to operate. They didn't want us to operate. So what they did was that they decided to politicize the whole thing. But the government did not stop us from killing animals here, or they did not ban us from selling animals here. The only thing they told us that we should be in accordance with the environmental laws of our country. And that was exactly what we did. So as you can see, all of these documents being displayed before you, it speaks to the fact that we are in accordance with everything the government said. So I just want to use this time to, appreciate the guys. Continue doing what you're doing, because that place is where people go to buy meat. So you always got to keep that place tidy. You always got to keep that place tidy. And it's good that the guy told us, my man, every time you come here, you will see improvement. Every time you come here, you don't have to call us to come. Just take us by surprise and come and see the kind of work we do. He took me around. He said the chemical that we use here to kill all the odor here, we buy the chemical from the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation. They are the only company bringing in the chemicals, so we buy it from them. To kill the bad odor here. So that's what we're doing. So I just thought it wise to chip that through. Yeah. People say the people can come and tell us, oh, you need to come, or we'll call you, you won't come, and this and that. And when things blow out of hand before you want to come in, I said, no, I will come. They work what we're doing here. Sometimes you kind of work, you don't even have the time to go anywhere. So I would take upon myself my free time, and I will come. And that's what I did. I took them by surprise. I went there and I was able to meet the management team. I spoke to the head of the place. He was the one that toured me around today. I saw everything there. So the community people, we also want to get involved. The community leaders to also, monitor the guys, because it is for their own good. Yeah. And you're still talking. Hmm. I hope you may understand that one. Hmm. Yeah. What you got on your mind? You can talk all tonight. We can get you the whole day, or you will still have some things left. Yeah. Mm. Thank you very much, Tunis. When it comes to the the current leadership to that of the previous one, these are two people with different ideology. All right, George, we are saw it necessary that because government couldn't incorporate everybody in the government couldn't incorporate every citizen into the government, so they decided to allow other people to find means to survive. But you know, when you are squatting somewhere, you must know that place is not legit. So you don't put your all into where you are squatting. We all know those areas that are being affected, that are experiencing demolition. Those were areas that structures were never from the LEC, from the LEC to where they breaking down other places is going on. All the areas are alley area. But for the LEC side, we had a train track there. It was after the war, people started building over there. Where you were people were building and building decent structures. You know that place, you don't got D for that place. You only squatting. It would take whether that 20 years old, whether that 30 years old, whether that 40 years old, that place is for government. One, the government will see it necessary that, oh, this place here, we got to develop this place. Yes, we agree that sometimes in the past, the Unity Party under Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, they broke down places. Up to today's date, those areas, nothing have been put there. Unity Party again under the administration of Joseph Waka again has embarked on demolition of structures that are erected in the wrong places. For me, it's a welcoming idea. We talk about development in our country, and anything that brings about development, we endorse it. The government is saying that those structures are not to be over there because of the road expansion. So they clear everybody from there. Whether the government compensates you or whether the government compensates you, well, that a government business. When you know we've been saying it here, when you be in the alley, one day the government will get ready. When the government ready to develop that alley, you that be in that alley, it will be trouble for you. You squatting somewhere, don't put all your money into that place you're squatting because the government will one day get ready for that place. Today, the government is telling us they are ready now for development. So let me tell you, in as much folks, we have to be real with ourselves. What the government is trying to do, what the government is trying to do, for those of us who live on the Bourgeois Island, we see the traffic congestion that we go through every day. You have one of the biggest districts, District 17, where you just have one way in and one way out. So the government decided to create some avenue to ease up the traffic. So the government is telling us that the road leading to Island Clinic, they can create a passage to come through Nuclear Town and drive through and come to town. And from the LEC all the way to St. Paul Bridge, because as we speak, the road construction is ongoing. So most of the areas on the right is not the government concentration. The government is not going to focus on that side because they're not going to go into those areas. So most of the government focus or the road expansion will be on the left. So all the structures that were built on the left, where they had a train track before the war, Those are the people that are crying blood today, that the government broke down their structures, and some of them they don't have anywhere to sell, some of them they don't have anywhere to stay. So they are, calling on the government to at least compensate them so they can find something to do. But I think it's a good step to this. In the long run, we all will benefit as a country. I'll stop. I'll stop here for now until I can hear from you. Then we can go further. So, Tunis, for me, I have a different view, and I continue to stand on what I said to you first. When we all cry for development, we sometimes need to take the bitter pills, because after taking the bitter pills, we will all celebrate. Like I said to you, that road construction that is ongoing, uh, it was also in the plan of the previous government. If Georgia was given another chance, that would have been his project. All right, because we listened to the public work minister when he went to do the inspection in Nuclear Town, and one of the eyewitnesses said to me that the minister said that this is something that the former president, this is the dream he had to, do the road from Newcastle. That project was supposed to be done in 1979 during the construction of the conference center and the Hotel Africa area before 79. But that time, according to what we learned, what historian told us, the people said Nuclear Town was a place where they had criminals, so they would have had access to, the conference center or to Hotel Africa. So they deprive, the people of Nuclear Town benefiting from that road. But the previous government saw it that something that would ease the traffic because you cannot. There was no other way you could connect to come out of Broadville besides you using the main stretch from the Gabriel Tucker Bridge straight to town. You either pass through Caldwell or Momo Town, you get to Caldwell and to town. But that main stretch. But before you get to Momo Town, you know how many persons used to stay there in hours in the traffic? So if you already live across the bridge before the Island Clinic area, they are opening that area. In fact, some of the houses that were in the alley, some of the houses that were bid, in the alley and all of that, they broke it down just to create that avenue. And I think in the long and it's something I know that all of us here today that are crying about, people, places being broken down and all of that, we all will enjoy that development tomorrow. So if you think on people will be crying every time people sympathy, if we mind it, will not improve our country. Some people setting homes just gotta go for development purposes. It got to be take it or leave it. You know why sometimes even when houses when somebody house is on fire, the fire service find it difficult to get through because all of the areas are blocked. Where do you pass with a truck? All of the hydrants, they are no more operating. So for the truck to even enter, all the houses are built on the alley. All the community roads are blocked. No way for the car to get into, of that fire. So in terms of development, people just gotta cry. Because if we mind people crying every day, we'll not develop our country. We will not develop our country. So when development is coming, let's all of us embrace it void of politics. Because in the long run, Liberia will benefit. So, mm, mm, Tunis, what you are saying, Tunis, what you are saying is yeah. If somebody didn't allow you, or give you the go ahead to move into their homes, and the house is not yours, you moved it, that person come back and tell you, say, my young man or my young sister or whosoever that person is, this is my house, I want you to leave, I give you XYZ to leave. Some people will come and say, "Oh, my man, thank you. I left from here. I fled this country because of the war, and thank you for taking care. And I want to appreciate you for all of the time you stayed to maintain this place." Some people goodwill, they will give you goodwill, but I don't tell you to move in my house. You just go and move in my house when I can't. I come in to can't beg you to move from in my house. I just use the law to ask you out of my house. Honest, nobody got right to move into your house when you didn't give them the go ahead. So you can also you know that what you're saying. You said that's why you're saying. No, listen to this. Let me land. I give you the time. Please give me the time. You said that when somebody leave their house and somebody come and take care of your house when you come back, at least you're supposed to compensate that person. It's left with your goodwill, because if you give that person the go ahead to say, look, I am traveling for some reason, I don't have anybody to take care of my house, I'm going to leave you in charge until I get back. It's a different thing. But you just move into somebody's house illegally, that person has the right to come back and kick you out of the house without any compensation. Uh-huh. Okay. Mm, mm. Who gave you the right to move in that empty house? So your being there is illegal. My thing is, Tunis, is not mandatory. It's just on goodwill. That's all. Hmm. It, it is there's a law that says that the government is mandatory, that when the government is doing demolition to pay out to affected people. But even in Newtown, Tunis, even in Newtown, there are people who build in the alleys. I grew up there, and I know all of those. I know all of those areas. I know all of those areas where were connected by roads. No, no, I don't think. Then it means that the government will be violating, because once my house is not built in the alley, my house is 75 feet behind the pole. You're not going to come and break my house. You know. Except where the government sees it necessary, because government can use eminent domain. The government sees it necessary that, look, this place, I think the structure that is here, this structure is not decent to be here, so we can pay this person out and do something, on this property. You know, Tunis, Tunis, then it means any horse that is marked by the government, it means that house is either in the alley or is built on the road. So the government will not know your house because the government is 75 feet behind the poles, right? So the government sees that house is not even on the alley. It's not. It's mm, yeah. That's why I say. But go ahead, because the- I don't want to believe. I don't think we're saying the same thing, big bro. We are not saying the same thing. So let's hear from the people. What are the government? Let's hear from our people. We may not have the legal minds for that. We just on the surface we're saying what is right, what is supposed to be right. But let's. So what are you saying? Mhm. But do you know some people too? They know that they are squatting, but they can develop a property that is worth more than 10, 15,000 dollars on a place they're squatting. I mean, US dollars. You think it's right to do that, knowing the fact that that place is not legit, and you are there investing all of that resources into that place, knowing the fact that one day government will get ready for development in Kansas City, they want to clear that place, you will end up being the loser. And that's exactly what is happening today. Exactly. Exactly. So the government now sees it as a place that they can develop, and that government land is government land. You cannot fight government. You cannot do anything to government. So that's what. All the time they were squatting there. All the time they were squatting there. They were not even paying taxes to government. So they were there squatting. So why would government want to come and give them money now? How many of them will come and some of them were doing business. That entire area was business area. Some of them were doing petty business. Yes, some were paying taxes, but bulk of them weren't paying taxes. Some of them were paying taxes, but bulk of them weren't paying taxes. So the one, yeah. So once you're doing business, you're profiteering from that business, you got to pay government taxes. So that's it. But let's hear from our people, Tunis. Let's go to the lines. Let's hear from our people because folks. Uh, when development is something that we all are crying for in this country. We all want development. In as much some of us did not support the coming of this government, when they do good things, we will say it. When they do bad things, we will say it. Somebody called on the radio, I think it was yesterday or day before yesterday, that, oh, Wendell, the things you guys are saying now, you didn't say it before. And I continue to say that guy or the folks that called and said that they are just big liars. Because if you've been following us on all of our programs here, I don't want to be specific. On all of our programs here, we criticize and we commend. That's what we continue to do. We embrace development over, what we call personal interests. Every one of us want to see our country develop. But there are people who take advantage of the government, knowing the fact that where they are building, why would you want to build in the alley? On the alley, I'm sorry. Why would you want to build in the alley? Why would you want to squat somewhere and invest a lot of money in that place? You know that place is not legit. Why you stay there? The $20,000, $30,000 you invested in that place, why you couldn't put that money into something else or put that money somewhere else? But you look at land where you're squatting on, you put 30,000 United States dollars on it. You put $40,000 United States dollars on it. You spend all your money on it. Now the government's coming today, say they play at our place, we're breaking it down. Nobody will be here, will not get your fasting. What thing you would do? Some are saying, oh, the government should have sympathy on them because they are Liberians. The government needs to compensate them. While some are saying the money the government is supposed to take to compensate them, the government should put that money into something else because there are hospitals that don't have medicine, that don't have beds. We are challenged with electricity, water business is a serious problem in our country, and all of that. So let's hear from you. I'm here with Suleiman Tunis. We are together on the nighttime spin. We want to go to the lines now and take calls, but please, when we're here on Thursday night, we don't allow people to give us feedback. When you call with feedback, I will cut you off. We have enough time. We can take this show up to 1:30. It depends on the energy we have. So we have a lot of time to be here. So when you're calling, don't call to come and ask or tell us your personal problem. I myself who's sitting down here, if I tell you my part of problem, you will not even want to tell me your problem because I get my own problem. There are people, our friends who are in the diaspora, who once in a while listen to you and lend our helping hands. But